Oh. Welcome to National Prayer Breakfast, everybody.
Howdy.
Welcome. We're starting a new tradition. We're starting several new things today, but first of all, item number one, we want to give you guys the structure that you guys crave with this podcast, and we're starting to figure out what the show is. And we think it'd be good.
Structure too.
We think that it would be good if we started every National Prayer Breakfast with a prayer. So, if you will join us,
are we bowing our heads?
We're gonna bow our. I don't think we have to.
Do we close our eyes?
I think the Lord hears our prayers either way.
Should we open the offering box?
The offering box? Hey, that's a good touch.
This could be our ash
We're making
tray.
this up as we go along, but it's pretty fucking good.
All right. Ash in it for him.
All right.
We're offering you our joints. Okay.
Here goes. Let me get a sip of coffee first. Oof. All right. Dear Lord.
I like Dear Heavenly Father.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you on this day humbly, but not so humbly. We've been kicking ass, and you haven't rewarded us financially as we would like. But that's neither here nor there. Heavenly Father, we know that you are all-powerful and all-knowing. And you made a perfect world. And because of that, obviously, everything's perfect here.
Yes, Lord!
We don't want for anything, and nothing's dangerous, and people don't die of starvation, and there's no homelessness because of your fine work, sir.
Is this a prayer?
Yes, this is a prayer to the Christian God,
okay.
Yahweh. We pray that you forgive the Kansans for what they did today, protecting women's rights. We know that you don't like women's rights, dear Lord, and we hope that you will spare them for their indiscretion.
My Jesus Lord baby, I want you to know I voted for Mike. I don't know the gay pro-life Democrat.
Yes,
I was one of the 1% who voted for him. Our boy.
What boy?
Patrick or Robert.
Robert.
The guy who's running for the Kansas Senate chair that I showed you.
Yes.
The one he told me to vote for.
Yes.
He got like 5%.
Did he?
Yeah.
My dude. Yeah, he was the only working man.
Also, a girl that when I worked at Hot Topic, there was this girl. I was friends with a girl who worked there, and she actually messaged me, and she was like, "That's my sister's ex-boyfriend."
Really?
When I posted that picture of him.
Wait, of who?
The guy running for Senate, Bobbert, the guy with the facial hair. Oh, Robert.
Robert. Did you say Bobbert?
Yeah, that's what she called it.
Bobbert is a fun pet name. If you have a Robert in your life, there's no good reason to not switch it to Bobbert. That's Uncle Bobbert. So we did did the prayer, obviously.
In Jesus' name, amen.
And we want to continue to do that, and I think the prayers will get better. But also, we wanted to start doing more directed episodes, and make it have to do with something. I don't know if you follow me on my social media, but I have just started a revolutionary community service project for the people of North Kansas City, where on Sunday I teach a free art class, and it's a horror movie themed art class. And each week, I give a little talk on the visual aspects of the movie that speak to me. And I talk about the director, I talk about the lore behind the movie, and just geeky shit like that.
It's nice.
And then
it's nice because, like, other people get to hear it and not just me.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, and now
that's
our
why I'm
podcasters
encouraging
are
everyone to
it.
come to it. Yeah.
Do it for Liv. If you don't show up and listen to me, then all of it goes into her fucking brain. Mm-hmm. And then, anyway, I did it on Sunday for the first time. It was fucking amazing. Everyone that came out was supportive. I had a wonderful time.
It was fabulous. It was great.
Anyway, so we the first lesson was Hereditary, and I would like to do a Hereditary review at some point. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about a film which is one of my favorites of all time. I've watched it many times. I saw it 3 times in theaters, maybe 4. I can't remember. But I'm referring, of course, to Robert Eggers' The Witch. The VVitch. Stylized, of course, as VVitch. The Witch. Fascinating movie. We're doing the next Sunday service, dark art class at the Rhino with Aaron.
Ooh, I like that.
On Sundays.
Dark art class.
Isn't that fun? Yeah. These are golden ideas that I've just had. But, everyone gets together. You have nothing to lose. It's free. People hang out. We talk about horror movies. I give a drawing lesson based on, like, just something that kind of speaks to me from whatever movie that we're talking about. It's not pretentious. People are allowed to and encouraged to fuck around with it. You can be the class clown in art class, and it's fun. She did that, in fact. She was the biggest troll there. But you can also take it very seriously, as my other pupils did. And
I just knew that
the talent.
I just knew the talent in the room was too fucking good.
It's a good.
Whoa, and like people showed up. I was so like people who were like, yeah, and even people who don't really draw at all. I was like, oh my, good for you. Well,
here's the thing. Before it was an abstract idea.
Yeah.
Now it's now we have images to back it up and eyewitnesses who can testify to how much fucking fun they have.
Eyewitnesses, you don't say.
So, let's talk about The Witch. That's going to be the next lesson, the next art lesson.
The Vitz.
Olivia and
tried to
watched
watch
it last night. I've seen it, like I said, so many times. She's seen it maybe once.
Tried to watch it last night. Fell asleep after about 20 minutes. 30 minutes.
I think you made it farther than that. I kept prodding you.
Yeah.
To keep you awake.
But then I got my
for
little
the podcast, for the show.
Got my little eye.
You got your little eye going, yeah. Little eye, by the way, translate. What's little eye?
It's just your small eye.
Your small eye.
The little slit
in her brain. Like,
my cat.
This is because of the cat.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So
Bella has a little eye.
Bella has a little eye.
She's a real character.
I don't know how to describe it. It's not all the time. It's only like when she's kind of pissed,
right,
or tired,
right.
She gets a little eye going.
She gets a little eye. Yeah. Who doesn't get a little eye going?
Get a little eye. Hey, Bella, let me see that little eye. Little eye, little eye, little eye. All right. So, yeah.
So, I watched the whole thing, because I always do. That movie disturbs me in mysterious ways.
Mysterious ways.
If you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, I'm going to try to speak in generalities, I guess, but I might allude to something. You might want to skip ahead, like,
well,
20 minutes
because we need
this
to count for our
but,
views.
Yeah, don't skip ahead. Just fucking watch it, and then you'll have context for it.
Just pause this podcast, go watch
You're getting the Scarby / Breitenbart Breitenbach Scarborough Breitenbach commentary, special edition Blu-ray, for The Witch. And so I'm gonna describe the plot a little bit. If you've seen The Witch, you know that it takes place in the days of the Pilgrims, and this Pilgrim family gets excommunicated from its village.
For what?
I believe that it's a difference of opinion from the clergy, like the religious leadership, or something like that, and it's kind of mutual. I think they're wanting to get the fuck out of town.
Yeah.
So they go off and try to hack it on their own. They go off into the wilderness, and then they go claim a plot of land.
Which I would like to point out. Aaron was like, "Babe, do you think you could do that?" And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'd love to. That's my dream." Blah blah blah. I would fucking die.
You would. Yeah,
I would just cry.
You're a little prima donna.
Whoa.
You can't handle. It can't be Olivia versus Wilde.
Well, it could.
So this family, they go out. They try to live on their own. The family consists of the dad, the mom. The dad is like kind of well-meaning. He's emotional, but he's like you can tell he's kind of scared of his fucking wife, who is this horrible woman. And you also kind of wonder like who is really to blame in that situation, because she's hateful. She's a religious zealot, obviously, which I mean, to be fair, these are Puritans, so they're all fucking zealots at that time. Anyway, you got the mob, you got the daughter, the oldest daughter, Thomasin, played by
that one
bitch with the big
with
eyes,
the blonde hair,
big eyes, real far apart. She's pretty,
but
very odd looking. She's great. She plays the sister, the oldest sister, and then there's two twins who are
those creepy little
what are they, like
fuckers.
4 years old?
Yeah, probably something like that.
4 or 5, I don't know. Creepy little twins, kind of a nod to The Shining
for sure
in imagery. And then you have a baby, an infant. And one day out in the wilderness around this cabin that they built for themselves, Thomasin, the eldest, is playing peekaboo with the baby. And the baby disappears while she's playing peekaboo. And you don't see anything, but you hear rustling in the leaves. And it's so creepy. You get the sense that something just vanished into the woods just by how the grass moves.
Yeah.
Very subtle. Which it's worth pointing out also, as a painter and a visual artist, here's another reason to enjoy The Witch. The Witch has such nuance within its grays and its browns. Nothing is oversaturated, but it doesn't feel like a sepia tone or anything like that. It just feels like
that's how you
candle
say that?
lit.
Sepia,
whatever the fuck.
I always said it as sepia. About. Well, you're the artist.
Yeah,
how do you say it?
I don't know. Like, whatever. What the fuck ever. But it's painterly. It's I think that there's a lot of Goya going on in that movie, which, if you don't know about Goya, I would love to tell you a little bit about him. Goya is one of the greatest painters of all time, in my opinion. Francisco Goya was a painter around the turn of the 18th century, or whatever, 1700s to 1800s. He witnessed the horrors of the Spanish Inquisition while he was working for the monarchy. So he was a propagandist, and he worked for the elites. But he was also a tortured individual. He was mentally ill, clearly, possibly suffering from syphilis.
How do
no
you
one
get that?
really knows. Probably from banging, sex workers.
Why
Not ancient,
ancient.
but romantic era, whatever the fuck.
Sex worker.
Yeah, whatever.
I like ancient sex workers. I like that.
Anyway,
you're giving away the whole movie.
So
no one's gonna go watch it.
No, I'm not even talking about.
You're
the
talking
movie.
about
I'm talking
Goya.
about fucking Goya.
Yeah, well, people are gonna be like, well, okay, sorry.
Let's not fight right now.
You ain't kids.
So all right. So now, fucking Goya, he was, he worked for the king or whatever, but he was also a depressed bastard. And while he was making these images for churches and royal buildings, whatever, he was secretly at home making a series of paintings, which would later be called the Black Paintings. Perfect. And they were hung all about his house, and I believe there's only like maybe 15-ish. Don't quote me on that. But you have like all these bizarre, sloppy, dark, demonic paintings that are so unlike anything that was done up to that point that it is considered by most that Goya invented modern art at that moment. Like his black paintings, if you look at that compared to everything else, it's the most innovative and ahead of its time artwork of it's insane. So there's images in The Witch that remind me of Goya. Goya, especially in his black paintings, he liked to have things be a little bit ill-lit. They're not terribly bright paintings.
Yeah.
They show you enough to terrify you.
Yes.
Ghoulish faces they're all, the proportions are fucked up. There's just something slightly off. They're in the darkness, whatever. And I feel like it's a similar sort of aesthetic when you watch The Witch. The Witch is very dim, very ill-lit. And the imagery is horrifying, too. There's lots of... We're not going to show you the whole thing, but we're going to give you a glimpse of this witch running through the woods with a fucking baby in her hands, And you can tell what it is, but it's from a distance, and it doesn't give you too much, and it's just, like, enough to be horrifying. Whereas, if you watch some bullshit, like, mainstream, like, blockbuster horror film that is based on jump scares... you get The Grudge and The Ring, and fucking...
Hey, The Ring scarred me for life.
They're fun movies. I like these blockbuster things, but...
The Ring was good!
Compared to the high art that you find in The Witch, Hereditary, Midsommar. I'm just gonna call it Midsommar. I don't... It's kind of a Bon Iver sort of situation.
What are we calling it?
Fuck Bon Iver.
What are we... Midsommar?
Midsummer. I'm just calling it Midsummer. That's how an American would say it, and I don't want to pretend to be something that I'm not, so I'm just going to say Midsummer.
So how are we saying Bon Iver? Bon Iver?
No, Bon Iver. I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
All right.
I know that it's supposed to be fucking whatever.
Bon Iver.
I can't say that ever
Hey,
again.
Bon Iver.
Nor can I listen to...
I don't know the last time I listened to Bon Iver.
I don't want any more Bon Iver. I want fucking Melvins,
Yeah.
Melvins are what I want.
Yeah, I was working out to this band. I think they were from Wisconsin. I saw them at a half-acre beer festival They're called Platinum Boys. You should check them out. They're fun.
Okay.
They're really good. They kind of got me in a good mood. Rock and roll.
I'll check them out, but I gotta be honest, all I really care about right now,
is the
Melvins. Is the fucking Melvins.
And anyway, Faith No More.
Anyway, speaking of dark, satanic, high art, The Witch. So, this baby gets abducted, and immediately the family looks to blame someone. They don't have an explanation for how she left. And they start to suspect that Thomason is a witch. Like, she disappeared the baby. So, there's also this horrifying scene where it shows the witch in a very dark, hut. Basically, it shows her with a knife hovering above the baby, implying what she's about to do. And then it shows her, like, grinding, from a distance, like, grinding the baby up.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dark. And it's horrifying. It's just, like, I've never seen a witch,
depicted like that.
Really depicted like this. I mean, of course, you have, like, classic examples, like Suspiria.
I don't know what
there's been some really fucking metal things that have happened in movies, don't get me wrong. And those are the great horror films, the ones that are bold, the ones that just, like, they don't sugarcoat it, they will shock you, but it doesn't rely on gore or anything like that.
I don't know. See, the first time I saw the VVitch, I didn't think it was that scary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's, I find it horrifying. I think that why the witch is horrifying is because, in part, it feels authentic. It feels real. It doesn't feel like a movie studio or something like that.
Yeah.
And the language in it, a lot of people bitch about how it's in, like, Old English.
Oh, I hate
and it
that
is
shit.
tough. It is tough, but that adds to the realness. And my hat goes off to the director. It's just like, you stuck with it. You studied the language. You knew how to make this real, and you fucking did it.
Yeah.
You beautiful bastard.
Yeah. Maybe that's why
I can never remember if it's
Roger
or Robert, but I think it's Robert Eggers.
Robert.
But he had a follow-up film, The Lighthouse, which is fine. And then he had
Is Edward Pattinson in that one?
The Northman, which was terrific in my opinion. What?
Was Edward Pattinson in Robert Pattinson in the Lighthouse?
Yes, he was.
That's what
It was a fine movie.
Northman.
It was a good movie. It is what it is.
No, it was. It was cool. I wish I just would have. I would have rather watched that on the couch, stoned.
Yeah, I hear you there.
But that kind of goes for most things, Anyway,
where are we at in the story? So we have the witch.
Are you telling the whole story?
Yes, I am. I must. I already started. I must continue.
Okay. Does that mean
it will be very frustrating? Like, if I don't, it'll be like holding in a fucking sneeze.
Does this mean anytime you want to talk about this movie again, you can just listen to the podcast?
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. So you have the witch who just grinded up a baby. She's doing some magic. It shows her fly into the moonlight on a broomstick covered in baby blood. Pretty whack, but pretty metal. Props. Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, tensions are heating up back home, and they're getting very accusatory. Strange things continue to happen, and at some point, they're grieving the loss of their baby, because they've given up on finding it. But at some point, Thomason and her brother, who I forgot to fucking mention. There's a brother.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like a horny little dweeb.
Yeah, he keeps staring at her titties.
Staring at his sister's titties. It is what it is. But I think it's implying that, like, they're so fucking isolated that their animal fucking instincts, like, kind of make them monstrous. Yeah. And it probably is true. So they feel bad, and I believe they go out searching for the baby, like on a quest type of deal. Mm-hmm. And then it goes awry. Oh. And they get split up, like the horses like take off because they get spooked by something. And then the boy, yes, it is. The boy goes, he stumbles upon the witch's fucking house, her lair. And she greets him at the door, and all of a sudden, she's a beautiful, like, young woman with big titties.
Yeah.
And she greets him. She makes out with him. And then from behind, like, her hand grabs him, and it's like a disgusting, like, elderly woman hand. Like it was just an illusion. Yeah. Basically being implied. And then Thomason goes home. They're like, where the fuck is your brother? And she's like, I don't know. They all go to bed, and then the brother stumbles home that night, like, naked and sick, like, passed out, like. And then they put him in a bed upstairs, mm-hmm. and he's, like, clearly possessed by some sort of demon. Mm-hmm. And then there's, like, they're all gathered around him, like, there's a scene where they're all trying to, like, basically exorcise the demon.
Yeah.
And he's convulsing. It's horrifying. You can tell that he's seeing things that other people aren't. Wonderful scene. It's like also a triangle.
Damn, maybe we need to rewatch it.
I know. It's also a beautiful, like, triangle, which I've told you, like, I'm obsessed with triangles. A lot of people are, a lot of artists are, but fucking Ari Aster and Eggers, like, both love these things. Anyway, so you have that scene, and that's, to that point, like, the most horrifying part of the movie. And then he dies, like, during this exorcism. And they all go to bed after they grieve him and bury him. And the dad gets so mad at his children and he thinks that they're all, like, working with the devil, basically. So he locks them in the shed with Black Phillip, the goat, who is another character in this. It's this little black goat who's just, like, demonic. So they're locked in this horrifying shed with this terrifying goat. And it's, like, late at night. And then strange shit starts to happen. Like, the mom gets up out of bed and she sees her 2 dead children, like, sitting in her room. And then it, like, cuts to the shed, and the fucking witch is in the shed, and she's feasting on, like, a cow or something.
Yeah.
And the cow's just standing there while she's eating it, and it shows, and she cackles like a classic witch, but it's so well set up and so horrifying that you're just like, this feels real.
Yeah.
So then go back to the fucking main house where the mom got up to... She starts to nurse her baby, what she's hallucinating as her baby, and then it cuts to her with a crow biting itself, like it's her nipple, and it's bleeding, and the witch cackles more, and it's so horrifying.
Damn.
And then the next day, it's just like, wait a second, where's Thomason? So Thomason gets up. Thomason then goes and starts to, see what the fuck is going on. And meanwhile, the dad gets up, and he gets attacked by Black Phillip all of a sudden. And he has this face-off with Black Phillip where he tries to pick up an axe, and then he looks at Black Phillip, and he throws the axe down, and he's just like, come on, kill me, basically. And he says, corruption, that thou art my father, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So then he gets murdered by the fucking demon goat. The mom comes out and attacks Thomason, calls her a whore, and tries to kill her. And Thomason grabs like a knife and stabs her mom in the face, basically, just slashes her.
Yeah.
So then Thomason is the last man standing. Okay, so this girl, Thomason, gets up after that, and she doesn't know what she's gonna do. But she goes into the shed and sits down, and then cut to nightfall. And she walks out of the shed and goes towards a different shed where there's a fucking light coming out of it. And it's just like, who the fuck is in there? And then you see Black Phillip the goat walk in there after her. So then they're in there, her and Black Phillip the goat. And she starts trying to conjure Black Phillip. And you're just like, what the fuck is about to happen? You know? Like, does it work that way? And it starts to make you think that it doesn't. And she starts to, like, give up. And then you hear Black Phillip's voice. And he's like, he says a bunch of creepy shit, but he's like, wouldst thou love to, like to live deliciously, or whatever? Wouldst thou like to see the world? Wouldst thou like the taste of butter? Like,
yeah.
Like all these flesh desires or whatever.
Yeah.
And she says yes to all of it. And he's like, you gotta sign your name on this book. And she does. And then he, like, transforms into a man. Like, and you just see very, in the darkness, like, you can barely see it. But his face, like, he just looks like a fucking villain. Like,
yeah.
Like, just a dude in a black cloak, like, with a pirate hat or something. Like, it's fucking creepy as shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, she walks into the wilderness, where she stumbles upon a coven of witches around a bonfire. And she walks up, she levitates with them. It's a coven, which is also from a Goya painting.
Because she signed her name.
There's a Goya painting of a coven of witches doing the very same thing. Anyway, she floats into the air, and she embraces becoming a witch, like, against her family's witches. It represents, I think, like, on some level, like, some sort of, like, female, like, liberation from tradition and stuff like that. She goes into the woods, and betrays her. She gives in. She's just like, well, I have nothing left. These people, these Puritans, like, will not fuck with me ever again.
Yeah.
All I have is Satan now.
Yeah.
So she walks into the woods and embraces it, and it's fucking insane. Anyway, I went through the whole plot. I hope that's okay. It's overall an astonishing visual triumph. It is a master class in slow building horror. It's not jumpy, really, like, until it has to be.
Yeah.
And it's not a fucking blockbuster, bullshit Conjuring type of movie. It's refreshing. It was refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it spawned a bunch of other, like, great A24 movies.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And it predated Ari Aster, and Hereditary. So props to that, man. That's a horror classic. I don't really understand the hate that people have. Some folks have for that movie. It's brilliant. Anyway. So, do you like that? We stayed on topic for once, and we still have time to fucking bullshit a little bit. We still have time to get a little rowdy. And you know what? I don't. I see no reason why we shouldn't take a smoke break. I see no reason.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No.
Let's do it.
Pause.
Yeah, and then we'll splice the movies. Alrighty, and we're back. Sorry about that. Smoke break. Yeah. We had to reload.
It happens sometimes.
Also, we wanted to lighten the episode up a little bit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
A little bullshit.
We like a little bullshit.
We like
never hurt nobody.
Yeah. I kind of already forgot what we talked about.
Yeah, I did too. But, ugh, God help us.
Oh, no. We were, it's coming to me. We were going to talk about, recently,
What are you going to say right now?
We are not in any financial capacity to give, but.
Oh. Not like big time.
Yeah.
But we give, are you talking about the homeless?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We live in an area where there's a lot of fucking homeless people. And I just want to say I know that it's self-righteous to talk about this stuff, but I also kind of don't give a fuck. It's just it feels so fucking good when you have a couple bucks to just throw these people.
Yeah.
And
and just talk to them.
Yeah.
Just a smile, instead of just ignoring them. My window's always down, I'm always smoking something
It's good for your fucking humanity.
Yeah.
Do that. Cancel Paramount Plus and use that $10 to just every fucking once in a while just help out either a fast food worker or someone by a fucking overpass. I don't know. It's just nice.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm kind of done. I used to be really afraid to talk about shit like that. But I really think that people will accuse you of being rude or self-righteous or woke, whatever the fuck, when you talk about homeless people. Or they'll be well, if you hate it so bad, why aren't you out there fucking helping them? And it's you don't have to fucking remind me. I do, but I do wish that I was out there. I don't feel good.
Homelessness
I don't feel good that I'm here.
Is a much, much, much bigger problem than just the surface of what.
Right.
That doesn't the roots of homelessness. And
I think it's okay to feel fucking guilty about it.
Oh, 100%.
You should feel fucking guilty about it. Your fellow
our
man's
system
out there.
failed. Yeah,
your fellow man is out there.
Our system failed you in one way or another. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you what are we supposed to just shut the fuck up and not talk about it? And it's just nothing. People hate those types of arguments because it's not a direct that's a fucking Trump problem. Of course, yeah, it's a Trump problem, but it's a fucking everybody problem. Yeah. It's an Obama problem. It's a fucking state of Missouri problem. It's
a
military problem. A lot of these guys are got fucked over by the military. Come on, dude. Where is your fucking humanity? And that's another thing I don't get. who the fuck is still out there and has that, like, naive mentality about why people are poor?
Well, I mean, even if, like, people are homeless because of, like, drug involvement, like, okay, even more example, like, there needs to be, you know, I don't know, where did the drugs come from, you know?
Yeah.
This is where you get into the bit about the CIA in America. But
we don't have to go down that road.
Yeah, you know, it's just all a system to keep
if anyone
people,
wants to talk
people
to me
in,
about it.
in poverty, and it's disgusting. It's horrible.
Contact me on the Discord. I'm kidding.
But, you know, I think, like,
kind of.
I don't know. I don't want to say this is gonna come off like an asshole. Like,
oh, who cares?
It's not like I'm okay, whatever. We're judging people all the time to a certain degree, like,
yeah,
you know. So it's like, you know, like, definitely a crackhead,
right?
Something like that. Like, yeah. I understand why you're homeless, you know.
Right.
But
it doesn't make it right,
when it looks like you're on drugs, you know, whatever, and it's like whatever. Sometimes as a female, like a girl alone, I gotta be a little bit careful.
They're all
gotta feel it out.
The fucking homeless people that started off like just like getting prescribed a fucking pain pill are all over the place.
Yeah.
By the way.
Exactly. It's terrible.
These companies no one goes to prison for that shit, and it's just like, why the fuck wouldn't a drug company murder people? They're already spineless. Like, they're fucking evil. Like, why wouldn't they just slaughter a huge part of the population?
Yeah.
With poison. Like, what the fuck? And doctors are complicit in it too, man. Like, fucking doctors will also be bribed, you know, like, by these fucking drug companies.
Yeah.
And they'll push whatever drug, you know, the pushiest salesman.
I mean, the fact that, like, people are making money off of health care is just disgusting in itself, you know?
Well, the type of money they're making, like, yeah, I mean, like, healthcare cannot be for profit. It doesn't, like, it's proven that humanity, like, people lose their humanity when it's about profit.
Yeah.
And it's seen as justified because of the alternative, like, fucking waiting times and shut the fuck up.
The waiting times are because people with low income don't have access to fucking health care.
Use the goddamn internet, you old fuck.
Yeah.
Or you just, like, fucking naive fuck if you're listening to the Daily Wire or whatever. Like, dude, get the fuck off of that. What are you doing?
Wake up, Aaron. Damn.
I mean, I'm just like...
Kansas woke up.
Yeah.
Kansas woke up today. Showed up to the polls.
They sure did.
Abortions are staying legal.
Yes.
Abort those unwanted pregnancies.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Those pesky pregnancies.
Pro-choice. Hell yeah, motherfucker.
This is an official, it's an official pro-choice show.
That was really scary. Well, I thought about it. I was like, well, babe, you would realize, like, if I would get pregnant and, like...
Wouldn't it be cool?
If I miscarried and I couldn't get an abortion and the miscarriage didn't come out, I could die.
I know.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
Well, now I believe, and I'm not, I'm a peaceful man, but now I think is kind of the time for peaceful civil disobedience a little bit. You guys ever thought about that? You ever thought about that?
What do you suggest us women do?
Stop playing ball. Like, I think that everyone should stop, well, you know me, I'm like a lefty who has way too fucking much time to sit around thinking.
Yeah.
Because I paint all the time. and I listen to podcasts and fucking lefty shit, and I look at conservative shit too. I look at fucking everything. I'm a junkie. I hate being that way. I really do. What was my point?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I was waiting for it.
Right. I'm tired of, like, kind of sugarcoating or just, like, pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm just like, yeah,
Okay, no, I was asking you, what should us women do?
Oh, right.
God.
Protest.
Protest where and what?
I mean, like, okay, so it needs to be organized, but I think that the most powerful thing that women can do right now
is hire you to organize.
Is unionize. Unionize.
Unionize what? As just women
in the workplace. But I also think that they should. It should not just be women. I think that it should be, in general, mass unionization.
I don't know how women are how that would affect keeping our fucking uteruses.
Well, here's the thing. I know that sounds like small potatoes, unions or whatever when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But in theory, if workplaces and corporations, whatever you want to call them,
babe, let's do it for the.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
So, oh my God, stop this! I was talking and you fucking,
shotgun it with me.
You upset me. I'm trying to talk right now, and you did that. And now you're sticking your tongue out at me. This has got to be super cringe for the listeners.
Hey,
that's the most we've ever fought.
Was that a fight?
That's the most emotional we've ever behaved around each other. By the way, we leave our emotions at the door.
Which one?
There are no emotions allowed in here.
Which door?
I'm kidding. We allow rage
against
the machine.
Go at it now.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't
Come
do what you
on, Bella.
tell me.
Join in.
Hey, Bella. What's up? Hey, we're talking to the cat. Hey.
Hey, cat.
For the first time on National Prayer Breakfast, we have a chicken. Are you bringing the chicken over here? You're going to show it to the... Man, this is a real treat for the visual listeners on YouTube. But yeah, that's Bella, the light of my life. Actually, she's kind of Olivia's ward, whereas I have Beatrix. Although I'm kind of not fully responsible of any of them.
Yeah, Aaron's learning how to.
I have not.
I don't think.
I have not officially adopted.
Did you ever have a pet growing up?
We had hunting dogs
that lived outside.
Yeah.
Did they ever get love?
Not. So yes.
From you?
No, from my dad and shit. I was afraid of them, kind of.
Yeah.
They were just kind of. Whatever. I had a dog that I was closer to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Named Libby and Lucy.
Lucy
was a Brittany.
Dogs?
Libby was a German short-haired pointer, I think. And I loved those dogs. There's pictures of me cuddling with them when I'm a baby and stuff.
Did they live inside?
No, not really. Sometimes they'd be allowed to come in. So we had those things. We also like randomly like. I think
That's so wild. Was that your mom?
We had beagles for a second, but then they barked so much that we had to give them up. Like we gave them to someone with a farm, which in hindsight,
like me.
all I know is that they went to a farm. Like seriously, that might have been like them lying to me and saying like they got fucking put down.
Oh my god!
I don't think so. I don't. They wouldn't lie about a thing like that, right? Yeah. Dogs are. They. Not to be a we don't deserve dogs sort of basic bitch, but dogs don't judge us. And we, to me, maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I shouldn't say us, but Shiva doesn't judge me. Shiva's fat, like me, and Shiva. She's coming. She hears us saying her name, and she's wagging her tail and coming over here. She's just a loyal, creature, and she doesn't judge me. She doesn't care. All she wants is for me to scratch her head a little bit,
Good dog.
That's why we love them, though. Part of why we love them. Wow. They're just they're the most consistent friend that you could ever have.
Yeah.
They're there when you fucking need them.
Like, they're just ready. I think that's why I enjoy being home.
Please, fucking, just got my squad. With me.
Yeah.
And when they need attention, like Shiva will bark at me, like it's kind of cute though. But she does that at the end of the day whenever Olivia's home. Like I'll be giving Olivia a big old smooch, and the dog will be like barking, and it'll be like, "Hey, touch me," and it'll jump in my lap and stuff. Kind of poke me with her nose.
She's they.
And then
she's pulling a Demi.
She's oh god, we forgot to address big news for everybody. For the
dim heads out there.
For the dim heads, the Lovato heads. By the way, I've been using Scarby heads so much. I want my army of Scarby heads is growing.
Scarby heads.
You realize this?
I'm hate that.
I am busting out of the Matrix.
What do I get? I need some fans. What do I get to call mine? My followers.
Olivia Olives, Olive Pitts, Olivia Pitts, Live.
Olivia's army.
Live the Olivia Battalion. Actually, that sounds like super Nazi. Don't do that.
The Breitenbach Battalion.
Oh, God. Fuck. Yeah, so
the
Olivia has...
Reich.
By the way, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show, but Olivia's name in my phone is Olivia Breitbart, which I don't know if you know Breitbart, but that is a news company that an online media platform for kind of far right ish / alt-right beliefs. Steve Bannon used to be very involved over there. I don't know if he still is or not, but he has some interesting ideas about who's to blame for all of our problems, and he's kind of a fascist. Actually, I think I'll remove the kind of. Steve Bannon is a fascist, a fascist person.
So,
what was I saying? Oh yeah, so in my phone you're Olivia Breitbart, and it's funny to make Siri say that to me. Anyway, Scarby heads and Olivia fucking horde. Olivia's horde, Olivia's army, Olivia.
I don't know. We'll think on that.
Live squad.
Live squad.
Live Suicide Squad. Suicide Girls.
Oh my god.
I think we should plagiarize more. That's kind of my plan. I like stealing intellectual property personally. I find that to be a good
Kanye!
Kanye.
I mean, yay.
I have my Sunday service. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
You should shoot
I'm a
Sunday
thief.
serving with Yay with Aaron Scarborough.
I'm a pirate. Anyway...
We'll think on my name.
Yeah, there's so many sweet fucking Scarborough products and available to you right now. You know, there's Sunday service. There's fucking, prints.
Your OnlyFans.
My artwork, like, just everything's falling into place perfectly. Share my videos.
Yeah.
Like on my Instagram.
His sexy link is in that bio.
I think I'm in like Lee's Summit or some bullshit this Friday. Look at my Instagram and I'll let you know.
Is it in your link
it's
tree?
Some bullshit
with the spicy link?
I'll have fun though. What?
Is it in the link tree?
Probably.
With the spicy?
No, okay. It will be. Stop it. Stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with my promos. I got plugs to make, yo. Also, Catch a Trying Star, which is my showcase that I run with the hilarious Ryan Tricky, another wonderful Scarborough executive co-production. Me and Ryan run a show that at the end of every month on a Saturday, we have a riot, an uprising at the Rhino with the best comedians that we can find usually. Sometimes they disappoint me.
And I am always looking for the highest milligram edible at this show, so...
Yes, so come to that. That's coming up like fucking August, some shit. I don't know, like 27th or something. I don't know. It's something. Come to that.
Dirty butts.
Fucking sub to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Like, fucking, what are you...
Sub
and watch this on your TV, dude. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just throw this on the fucking TV?
Throw it on the tube. Hey, Mom!
We're doing high-quality sound now.
Not video, though.
Fucking, not video, but fuck it. Who gives a shit? It's, like, high-quality enough. And Liv's doing a great job. She's going straight.
You guys
up,
know
like,
how much I hate being
Squad.
on my phone, and I'm Geek Squadding it out.
She's doing it. So,
make us famous.
I think that does it. We love you. We love our prayer warriors. We're gonna come up with merch soon too. We have so many fucking. Oh my god!
So many ideas.
We could do some national prayer breakfast. Who wouldn't want a fucking
prayer
shirt
warriors.
that says National Prayer Breakfast on it? And
National Prayer Warrior.
People will, when you wear that shit, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?
What is that?
What is that podcast? Oh, I'm gonna check that out. That sounds weird.
Or
that sounds weird. So it's like a stoner metal podcast.
Oh.
It's a sludge metal podcast.
Oh.
That's what we do. We're the sludge metal. We're the... Yeah. I don't want to claim...
Yeah, I was like,
that we're not,
maybe we don't claim anything.
But
we're just
I'm
national
trying to coin... You know how, like...
breakfast.
I think that, like, Michael Jackson coined the term King of Pop. Like... And he, like, for himself, he was like, hey, someone should call me that.
Hey, this is what I want to be called.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's like, hey, you know what? I've been thinking.
Y'all should call me the King of...
I've decided a good name for me would be the King of Pop. The King of Pop. This is an ASMR podcast. Podcast. It's not your fault. Listen to my voice in your ear. Listen to my voice in your ear.
It's so weird. Quit.
Vote for Kamala.
Vote for Kamala.
Vote for Kamala.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Kamala is the future. The future is female.
I'm with her.
Kamala rules. Because in my mind... I like a good girl boss, and I trust a good girl boss, like Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's never done anything bad. Hillary Clinton is perfect, and if you don't like it, you're a sexist son of a... well, I don't even say that word anymore, because that's a bad word.
Badussy.
A badussy. Badussy. Yeah.
I'm cutting you off.
All right. Yep.
Good evening.
No, that's a greeting. What are you doing?
Oh,
good evening is like...
Good night. Good night. Good night.